Hello everyone, I'm here today with a intro slash prep video. I am going to start working on my Portland album from May of 2022, and I've already picked out my album. It's going to be 6x8. And before I took the trip, I knew it was going to be a full week trip, and I thought, am I going to have to do a 6x12? I think I'm going to try to fit it in a 6x8. That is a lot to put in here, and I tend to have albums that are really full, but I'm hoping I can do it. So here's the album I've selected. This is from Ali Edwards. As you can see, it's got a green background, and it's just got a little white cross pattern there. And there's what the spine looks like. And I've already dropped in some stuff that I want to use so I don't forget. But other than that, that's kind of it. And I originally thought maybe I would use this for New York, and then I found a different one that I liked for that and decided to switch to this. And I feel like it's fitting too because it's green, and we did a lot of outdoor stuff, and Portland tends to be very green, and so I feel like this is an appropriate choice. The next thing I have here is my bin that's all stuff for Portland. And these are things that I had gathered that I thought would work specifically for that city. Some things are just general travel items that I felt like either the color would match or the style would meet my theme or what have you. And then I also threw in a couple of things here that I had for Vegas, didn't end up using. I thought maybe they'd work in here. So it's a mishmash of stuff. Let's take a look at what's in there. So right off the bat, I want to show this. This is a postcard that I actually found in the airport, if I remember correctly. And Portland is often called the city of bridges because they have so many bridges in the city to cross the river. And I loved that it was a cutout as well, not a standard postcard, but it actually had shape to it. I'm considering using this on my opening page because I just think the look of it is so cool. I may change my mind, and I reserve the right to do that, but I'm thinking what a cool way this would be, to start off the album and really set the tone for what I'm doing. Next up, I have my pocket cards, and I normally do this for every trip bin that I put together. It's cards that I come across that I know would fit things I did. So one night we went out and we had a fantastic burger, and so I saw this and I thought, okay, I might be able to use that. There's a lot of outdoorsy stuff in here. I did this because we went to Powell's Books. A couple of those in there. Like this one actually says PDX. I have a couple in here that I think either say Portland or Pacific Northwest or something like that. So I have a bunch of those. Oh, I have to laugh. I threw this one in there. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I did this because we had two things that we wanted to do, and the website said they were open, all the published info said they were open and that we'd be able to do them, and then we got there and we were not able to do them, and it's because they didn't change the info on their websites. So Portland, shame on you. You need to keep up on your internet goings on. But I thought this is funny because we got to these places and we're like, oh shoot, like we need to revamp our plan because what we thought we were going to do, now we can't. So hopefully I'll get to use that. Oh, this, because we had several meals where we had fries and tater tots and things of that nature. So I thought, who knows? I don't know if the color will match, but maybe it'll work. And, oh, yep. So there's another one. I love PDX around town. I liked this one because we loved the neighborhood where we stayed. And I thought these little houses were cute and maybe I'd be able to use it for that. And then just some generic city streets. I threw this in there because we went to both the Chinese garden and the Japanese garden that are in Portland. And so I figured anything themed like that might work. This also is from the same set, I think, as that one. So a lot of these just had to do with color. Like there were a lot of pink things that we did. I noticed when I was looking at my photos, so I threw those in there. Some food ones, general adventure. We did go in May, so I threw that in. Things like that. Oh, this is another one I put in there for the snafus that we had when we went and places weren't open. So, it's things like that. And then some 4x6s where the general backgrounds I thought might work. This one we did go to the zoo, so might be able to use that. I know I have pictures where we're just back at our Airbnb hanging out. Might be able to use that. And then this was a postcard, oops, there we go, that I actually picked up at one of the places we went to. This is a bar, and it has literally, I think, 4 seats in it, but it's very cool. And so I thought, well, you know, it's there. I don't even know that I paid $1 for this, so I might use it. I also have lots of embellishment type stuff in here. This is a set of digital phrases that I bought that has all to do with mornings, because we had some mornings we were up very early, some mornings where we got to sleep in, we would go get coffee, we had breakfast, you know, all those things. And so when I saw the kit, I thought, well, that'll be kind of fun, because at home, you know, breakfast is nothing special and I skip it a lot of days, but when I'm on vacation, it's different. Like mornings just feel different. So are you like that when you're on vacation, or is it just me? I don't know, but I liked those, so I threw them in. And then here's a big envelope of ephemera. Again, bits and pieces of things that I thought might work for this trip. I have these as well, and I had used some of these for Vegas, didn't use them all. And so I thought, well, I want bright colors for Portland, so I just kept them and threw them in here. And as you can see, there's a couple of wood veneer pieces in there. Like there's a suitcase, because I had a mishap with my suitcase upon arrival in Portland, so I'm going to definitely journal about that. And then I liked this plane here, this cutout. That's an old one from Allie Edwards, might use that. And then I had this, I believe this is from Colorcast Designs. It's extremely thin wood veneer, and theirs tend to be very thin. I don't remember ordering this, but it will work perfectly, because we went to the Japanese garden, which had floral stuff happening, Chinese garden, not so much there as the Japanese, but then we also went to the rhododendron garden, which was fabulous. I can totally use this, so I threw that in there. And then just a bunch of stuff outdoorsy themed, because we did spend a whole day doing a waterfall tour. You know, part of the fun of vacation is the food, right? So I also threw this in there. I think I had this in Vegas as well, maybe, and it just didn't work for what I had. And so hoping maybe I can use it here instead. But as you can see, lots of different fun items in there. These were also what I had left after Vegas. I didn't use a whole lot of them, so maybe I can use them. The trouble with these are they're huge. And so trying to fit those in a 6x8 album will be tough. But I'm willing to try it, so I'm going to hang on to that and just see. We did actually see flamingos at the zoo, so maybe I can work that in, which would be fun. I thought for sure I'd end up using it in Vegas for the Flamingo Hotel, but I had so many other things that had flamingos on them that I didn't need it. Then I have this super fun set of stuff, and when this line first came out, this is from Simple Stories. It's called Let's Go. When it first came out, I didn't really care for it, if I'm honest. I was like, I don't know that I like that color scheme. Some of it's a little bit vintagey, which I don't normally care for, and I just wasn't sold on it. And then when it actually released and came out, like not just looking at pre-order pictures, when it actually released and came out and I saw the stuff, I fell in love with it. So I bought multiple things that were in that line, and a lot of these colors will actually end up working for Portland, particularly like this aqua kind of color, turquoise. And pink and orange, there was a lot of that happening. So I'm hoping I can make use of a lot of this fun stuff, because look how cute it is. I'm excited to use that. Then I have a couple of other wood veneers and acrylics. So there I have one that says May, because we were there in May, so I threw it in. Some airplane and travel related things from Colorcast. I have this, which obviously it was 2022, so maybe it'll get used in this album, because I haven't used it yet. And then these are kind of cut out acrylics, if you will, so you could use this without it, but each of these colored letters fits inside there, and I really love the way that looks, and I think I have an idea of where I can use this. We'll see if it actually pans out once I start doing the album. And then I also have this one, which I'm intending to use for the waterfall pictures at some point, I hope. And then I have some chipboard from Freckled Fawn. Again, the pink and orange in particular for the rhododendron garden I know would work. And so I'm hoping I can fit in some of those there. And then all of these lovely things. These are in here simply because we had Thai food one night. This will match with the outdoors. These will match with several things we did. Same here, like these are all items that I know will match different things that we did or things that were in our Airbnb, like this little coffee here. For the waterfalls, this is kind of outdoorsy. The cork look makes it feel sort of natural, so maybe the zoo or the waterfalls. Yellow just because I like it and it's a bright color. More zoo stuff. These I had originally bought actually for Philly, and then I ended up canceling my trip because that was supposed to be at the end of July, and COVID rates were sky high across the entire country, and Philly was not taking any precautions at all, and I didn't feel safe. So I thought, well, I have lots of neighborhood pictures of Portland, so maybe I could use it for that. So I threw those in there. That shouldn't be in there. It's just a background paper. But some odds and ends stickers as well. And then these are papers that I have. And I love this one because it's a city grid. Maybe waterfalls for that. And then I have some Asian themed stickers and paper in there because we did do both the Chinese and the Japanese garden. I figured that was probably easier to work in. So here's all my stuff. And if you're like me and you like to gather things pre-trip or right after you come back because you know the photos you just took and it's fresh in your mind, I totally get it. And do you organize like this? Let me know. I have just found that it's so much easier for me to kind of work from a base of stuff that I have a feeling will be good rather than trying to go through everything that I own that's travel related. It's too much. It almost becomes analysis paralysis to do that. So I like this system much better. So there you have it. You've seen what I have gathered for Philly, including the album. And so I hope that gets you excited to see what I put together. I will also say I'm planning to use a couple of new styles of page protectors that I have found to work in more interactive and flip out elements. So I'm really excited about that because I don't normally do that in a 6x8. I do it in a smaller size, but I'm willing to try it here. So stay with me and watch me put together that album. Thanks for watching.